That has eased my throat, so now we can continue commentating for possibly another 5 minutes until I decide I really need another drink of water. This area I actually really enjoy. So there's the Gold Sphinx somewhere hidden behind that little building over there. We're not going there just yet. Instead, we're going to pick this up. Sam is going to say, "Yeehaw, cowboy!" That biomech is actually going to destroy this wall, and now suddenly we're at this pyramid. This is probably one of the coolest secrets of the entire game. So first of all, there are a bunch of arachnoids that don't quite see you at first. Like, some of them actually see you behind the pyramid, but you want to destroy these guys as quickly as possible before those other arachnoids on the other side actually catch up to you. You see they're like heading towards me. You want to escape them as quickly as possible, then you want to run this way. That spawns a bunch of bulls coming off the pyramid. Might want to save at least one cannonball and align your shot so that you can take out multiple ones. And then we can deal with those arachnoids. Now the reason that this pyramid is actually really cool, you will see in a bit. Like, first of all, I really have to take care of these arachnoids, otherwise they're probably going to get extremely angry with me. And that little thing you're seeing to the left of my crosshair is actually not an enemy. So don't shoot that, whatever you do, because it's kind of part of the secret. And it kind of makes it a little more interesting, to be perfectly honest. I am pretty much just wasting my minigun ammunition at this point, because the minigun just chews up ammo like nothing else. The minigun. Why are you so awesome? So that guy over there, I'm actually going to ignore that guy, because first of all, there are a couple secrets around this pyramid. So while we walk around this very, very large pyramid without any sort of means of doubling our speed, our walking or running speed, he's running. See, this would be walking and this would be extremely slow, but we have to stick to running. That's as fast as we can go. But while we are walking around this huge pyramid, I'm gonna talk about Serious Sam the second encounter. Like, I'm not going to play the second encounter immediately after I finish the first encounter, because I feel as though I'm going to need a little bit of a break from Serious Sam for that reason, so not going to do that just yet. I'm not entirely sure which game I should actually play next. Like, I did initially have plans, I'm just gonna say this right now, I initially had plans to possibly do like a playthrough of Minecraft, which is really dumb, I know, because everyone else in the entire bloody existence of YouTube has done it so far. But I was thinking about maybe just doing an older version just because it was the first version I played. But then I started doing 4 Pillar Survival with Zero, and speaking of which, we actually have to get back to doing that at some point. I'm not sure when, because he has work hours. But yeah, we just kinda started doing 4 Pillar Survival, and that pretty much cancels out my initial plans for doing a little bit of a Minecraft playthrough. And you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that. I can always find something else to play. And eventually after that, I will get to Serious Sam the second encounter. The thing about Serious Sam the second encounter is that its levels are pretty much entire marathons. So that would probably wear out my voice to quite an extreme, if you know what I mean. And also, some people might be wondering if I'm actually going to play Half-Life 2. I don't have plans to play Half-Life 2. I don't really want to. Half-Life 2, it was a pretty good game. It just didn't have quite the same feeling as Half-Life 1. That could just be my nostalgia talking, but I didn't really fully enjoy Half-Life 2. I hated the vehicle sections. And that's pretty much my full opinion of Half-Life 2. The vehicle sections were awful. And I'm sorry if I offended anyone with my opinion, because clearly mine is better than yours.
Please, mister, do not go in there. You will ruin our secret.
So apparently if we go in there, we will ruin the Crow Team head's secrets. This is actually a really interesting secret. So, If you hit the button,
Hey, cover! It's gonna blow! Look at that moron! He really pressed the button!
yeah, it's a giant pyramid composed of crates. Now, there's actually an inside joke about this, is that when Serious Sam the First Encounter was in development, there was a guy called Old Man Murray who was kind of excited for Serious Sam the First Encounter, so he was kind of getting interviews with Crow Team about it. And apparently, there's no word for crate in Croatian, so I really don't know. That's just kind of the inside joke as far as I know. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, hence the existence of a giant pyramid composed of crates. And that is the giant secret. So that being done, we actually have a little thing that we have to do right here. But there's actually a really easy way of just skipping having to do this process entirely, of hitting the buttons and then climbing up to the little building and pick up the Sphinx. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run forward. I'm going to stand on this button. I'm just going to hop up. That's quite literally all you need to do. Yeah, it's kind of dumb, to be perfectly honest. But that also spawns miniature arachnoids. You probably want to be careful. Now, I believe you actually have to do this separately on each different switch, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to hit this one, and then go ahead and pick up that health. And I think that might spawn some more arachnoids, so I should probably keep the minigun out. Yeah. The secret health has been collected. And no, that has not spawned any arachnoids. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit that button. Or not hit that button. Hitting that button is the last thing I would do, because I wouldn't be able to get the secret otherwise. Please activate the platform like I asked you to. Thank you. And I'm sorry I had to clear my throat. I really didn't have much of a choice. But if you jump through here, the secret entrance has been discovered. But we're gonna do this in a normal way, just because I feel like it. That's not a secret health, that's just kind of there if you need it. So let us go ahead and hit these switches, which will allow us to properly progress further with the game in hopes that we can collect that second Sphinx and exit this level. And Sam, you are probably not going to drown, you're going to switch to your swimming pose. And yeah. That actually spawns some arachnoids, so it's probably good that you pick up the health and armor first. Otherwise, you're going to take a severe beating. And that wouldn't be good, would it, Dr. Freeman? Actually, that makes me curious. I wonder if there is a Gordon Freeman character mod for Serious Sam, because yeah, this game can be modded. Some people have made custom character models for a couple of different things. They can be pretty cool at times. One thing on Serious Sam HD's workshop, actually, that's kind of important to note. Somebody actually made a mod where you can have player character models as enemies. So you can run around essentially looking like a marsh hopper, or a witch harpy, or a biomech. And that greatly amuses me. That, however, does not amuse me because that is kind of a lot of arachnoids. I don't really like the circumstances of the situation right here because... Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and hide behind this pillar real quick. No cover, oh man. Unfortunately, I am a pansy, so I must take cover. That's because I don't want to waste all my health and armor entirely, because these guys carry hit scan weapons. And hit scan is extremely bad. I should really take a drink of water right now. Much better. Alright, so having done that, we can hit the final switch, and this normally allows us to pretty much raise that platform, and then, well, the water level rises first, and then I think maybe the platform rises. I'm not entirely certain about that, however. But yeah, that was the process. Pretty straightforward, self-explanatory, but then again, you could just, like, jump on top of the switches and then skip this process entirely. You don't have to worry about doing things the tedious way. It's a good speedrunning tactic, if you ask me, if you like speedrunning games. Unfortunately, we are not speedrunning at all. Instead, we are taking our time slow and steady. But this is the way that you would normally pick up the Golden Sphinx. And that is the last thing we need to do. Mechanism has been activated for unlocking, and we can exit the secret level, which, again, is probably one of my favorite levels of the entire game. So, you can see they're spawning a bunch of green guys now, so they can't exactly see me at the moment. I'm taking advantage of their weak point by firing cannonballs straight into other pillars because I can. Now, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that if you leave enemies in the water long enough, that they will drown some of them, so I'm gonna check and see if this guy's actually losing health. Yeah, he's kinda looking at me. His projectiles are being destroyed immediately. Oh, no. I guess not. But it doesn't look like he's actually drowning. Maybe this guy is immune to drowning, much like the clear skeletons. So we're just going to go ahead and kill him, and his brother, who I did not see at first. And please do have the common sense to not run into your own cannonballs, because that would be potentially harmful to your health. Actually, let's go ahead and look at the Great Pyramid once more before we leave, because that is just such a beautiful sight. I wish I could make this the thumbnail of the video, that would be so cool. But yeah, that was the Sacred Yards level, probably one of my favorite levels of the game, as I've mentioned a million times already. And it has a lot of interesting parts in it, the miniature enemies, the weird gravity, the Great Pyramid. It's all a blast in my opinion. However, all good things must come to an end, and we must progress to the final level of the game, which would be the Great Pyramid. So we're going to watch Sam walk down a bunch of stairs. Statistics, and I actually missed one secret apparently. I'm really not sure what that secret is. That's a bit of a problem, but you know what? At this point, I really don't care. So, we're going to arrive at the Great Pyramid now, the final level of the game. We are now very close to the Great Pyramid. This is our final destination. All of my readings are going wild, and I have the sense that something big is going to happen, but I'm not sure what exactly. I've detected slight ground tremors, maybe a minor earthquake. It's probably nothing to worry about. All that I can tell you is run to the pyramid, and good luck. So the next time we play, we will venture towards the Great Pyramid, the final level of the game, which will conclude our endeavors of Serious Sam the First Encounter. So until then, thank you guys very much for watching, have a great day or evening, and I guess I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.